Gemini, you have worked hard to accomplish a goal, and now is not the time to shy away from responsibility. We are only as good as our word kept, after all. The past can repeat itself if we let it. Let's do it. Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you guys so much for joining me here, and welcome to my table. If you're new here, hello, my name is Zachary. It's nice to meet you. And if you're returning, it's good to see you again. Pull up a chair, my friends. I did save you a seat. So, Gemini and my friends of Gemini, it's good to see you again. Back for another round, I see. I do have some messages that came through in meditation. Some cards were pulled here in the Oracle. And then we'll get into tarot, as we do. So, let's dive in. So, Gemini, the first thing that came through was burn bright, but the right way. So, I'm sitting here asking, well, what is the right way, right? What is the right way to burn bright? What I get from that when we're talking about burning bright is there's only so much energy that we have to utilize day to day. There's only so much that this body can produce based on its ability to take in food, rest, sunlight, right? Water, the building blocks that go into utilizing energy. So the right way, taking in energy from outside, food, connection to the earth, water, all of these things. So the way I take this is like we're being encouraged to stay away from running on empty. Maybe we're feeling a little bit burnt out right now. Maybe we have been giving a little bit too much beyond what it is we're capable to give recently. So if that's you, pay attention, okay? We can always make an adjustment. The next thing that came through was to start small. I feel like we're either looking at a change, making a big change in some way. Well, it's all going to be a change, I guess. A change towards the self, a new job, something like that. Looking for a new relationship, friendship. We have to start somewhere. The next thing that came through on this, and I was a little bit confused, but Evanescence. So the band, the artist, Evanescence. I couldn't really pinpoint a specific song. Maybe if there's anything that you guys is coming to you, I'd love to hear in the comment section always. But what I thought about was she has so much power behind her voice. And if she were to start, any artist who has, range, we want to show range when we're singing any song. Nothing really should be all quiet. Nothing really should be all very loud. And it's dependent on the artist and their ability to express those dynamics. But it feels like there's an encouragement to like this is a marathon, not a race kind of thing. To use these bursts of energy as seasoning rather than the battery itself. Okay, interesting. The next thing that came through was the number 13. And then lavender, the color lavender or lavender itself. I take that as a very like the calming properties of lavender. Something that like the terpenes inside of lavender, linalool, they have a calming essence to it. 13, this is the number of death. This is the number of death as well. So a transition. Calm. Calm down. Calm down. We're just transitioning. Okay. Let's get into this a little bit further. So the Call of the Morrigan Oracle is a new one here that I picked up, but I felt called to use this one today, and 3 of them did come through. So the first one here, cycles. In cycles, this is lessons learned, shadow work, learning from mistakes. This is where the past can repeat itself if we let it. So we're being encouraged to pay attention to cycles. This does feel like a time where we're able to maybe push past, oh my God, to push past it, to push past where it is that we've been limited or we keep running into this wall and being pushed back, okay? This has something to do with a personal cycle. The next one that came through here is oath. So in this card in particular, promises kept, and vows. This is actually the Morrigan here in this depiction. Especially in this card, she's pointing the sword here towards our heart. reminding us that there was a promise or an oath that was made. And this doesn't necessarily have to be to a god or goddess in this way. Could even be a mundane promise. There is a highlight here of where it is that maybe we haven't kept our word or somebody else. Maybe a little bit of both too, where the cycle starts to degrade or come back around. Could have something to do with honesty, or keeping our word, or somebody else keeping their word. So we'll investigate this a little bit further here. I do feel inclined to throw out there as well, and I'll try to remember to post it here at the end. I did a reading with the Morrigan a few weeks ago, and she has just been around, her and Kali Ma. So I'll probably have a reading with her here soon too, and I feel like the Morrigan will be coming back as well, or she hasn't left. So the last one here, cow. Don't have a cow. So cow here, this is wealth, success, and financial gain. I like this energy coming through with the rest of this. So reaping the harvest of your hard work, abundance, wealth, success, and contentment is the way that the book puts this. I don't necessarily feel like this is if you do this, then you get that, but kind of, it feels very karmic, even very Saturnian. So something that maybe this oath is a promise that we made to ourselves or someone else to stop doing something, right? Maybe it's something that we made an oath towards or a promise towards ourselves. I'm going to stop this because I see the way that it's not putting anything in my life, or it's only harming, right? Maybe this is something that we made an oath to a deity as well. Regardless of where it's been made, what's being highlighted here is that there is some sort of reward or something that is satisfying on the other end of fulfilling a promise or keeping your word on something. So I felt called to move to the Citadel deck here too. Only one came through, the Queen, determination and sacrifice. And I find this interesting because Morrigan, well, the triple goddess, the Queen, Morrigan, the Morrigan, the sword here too, she is very Queen of Swords energy. And she's here holding up this sword here as well. This is a reminder. The sword can symbolize thought, the mind, a promise, an idea that's been held as a promise or an oath. Determination, I feel like there's this encouragement to keep going. Hold on for one more day, right? Keep at whatever this is, this dedication, oh my gosh, the decision you've made to dedicate yourself to something. Don't give up now, okay? Is there anything else on that? Yeah, now's not the time to shy away from responsibilities. To come to terms with the decision that you've made. It does feel like there might be a little bit of trying to wiggle out of something. And like I said, Gemini, this can be us. It could be somebody else. I feel like this has more to do for us with us. There's something that we made a promise on and we're not really following through on it. So let's get into this a little bit further. Do you want to do these? Okay, we'll do a Rose Oracle here. 808, Bob on the timer. 808. What do we have here for Gemini, please? Spirit. On the bottom. Release the petals. Transformation, death and rebirth. Shedding, all change. Perfect. Perfect. 13, like I said, coming through in meditation. Death and rebirth. It feels like with cycles here too, this is death and rebirth. We're constantly dying and being reborn, or we're being stuck, getting stuck somewhere. This feels like we're stuck somewhere. We're stuck. So let's get into it a little bit further. Wild Unknown, Animal Oracle. And I will try to remember to put these decks in the description. I'm getting more requests. Please also know that I always say the deck before I get into this. So pay attention, my friends. Pay attention. I will do my best, like I said, to remember. I do use a lot of decks, though. So appreciate your patience. Okay, what do we have here for Gemini, please? General energy to start. The whale was at the bottom here. Now we're back to being at the bottom. The whale is diving deep. I need to come up for air, take breaks too. What I'm getting more from this is there is a request to go deeper. Maybe we're taking too many breaks. We're giving ourselves a reward or relaxing before the work is done. Not saying that we have to earn rest or a break from work. In this case, we're talking about some sort of abundance, though, that's coming. It's our birthright to experience abundance. There is also a cost to all magic, if we want to look at it that way, okay? There's also a component of chaos that has nothing to do with what you and I want at all. So remember, that's a component of what we're experiencing too, you guys. This feels more like the way that we're navigating chaos, though. Excuse me. I do have a new microphone here, so sorry for any loud noises. I am still getting used to how sensitive this equipment is. So in general, to start with the bat and the bear. So the bat, we're talking about seeing something that is unseen, or waiting for the dawn to break in order to see what it is that we need to see. It does feel like we're stuck in the dark here. We're stuck in a cycle of night. By choice. Maybe we don't want to be seen, or we don't want to see. Okay. The bear coming through here too. This is a need to limber up after hibernation, to take it slow for when we're getting into something new, or coming out of a cycle, coming out of our death cycle, right? I feel like this is both an encouragement to be patient with yourself and to be flexible. But that's also, with the bat and the nighttime, this is also saying that we are kind of in a stage of maybe being frozen or stuck or too afraid to come outside, to be reborn after this death cycle. Interesting. Okay. For Gemini. Yeah, why are we afraid? Why are we scared? What is blocked here for Gemini, please, at this time? The wolf. Okay. Hummingbird here at the bottom, too. I do feel like positivity might be a component of what's going on. Our thoughts. This promise could be something even like I made the decision to commit to myself to change my mental attitude, right? We're never going to be perfect, and it doesn't make sense to be toxically positive just for the sake of it. But if we are looking to make a change, we have to emulate the vibration that we're hoping to accomplish or wanting to accomplish. So the wolf is what's blocked here. It feels like Gemini, someone's a little bit tired of being told what to do, is what I'm getting here. And don't I know it? Some of these comments recently, my good God. Just to throw that out there too, you guys. I'm done with negative comments. You're just automatically blocked. I'm also not here for critique of anything about me. That's not why I do this job, okay? So in this regard, I feel that the energy that's blocked here is maybe even a resistance, because there is a constant barrage from the outside that we're just tired of dealing with. Maybe this barrage is coming from the inside, maybe a little bit of both. This is a voice at the same time, wanting to be independent, or feeling like if we're not leading the situation, we're not doing anything. Interesting. Like if I'm not first, then I'm last, is kind of what I'm getting on that. Okay. What do we have here for Gemini as far as what we need? What is the energy that we need right now? The tarantula, hummingbird again here at the bottom. We need some positivity. Okay. That sparkle, to get our sparkle back. So the tarantula, this is patience, waiting patiently for the right time to strike. There's also like the right decision. The tarantula strikes when we've made the right decision, or knows that we will make the right decision. And when I say right, I don't believe in a right and wrong. Things are not black and white in this world. Right for us, okay? Choosing us again, since we're talking about this promise. So coming back to this space where, I don't know, we wanted to learn how to get off the couch and run, or learn a musical instrument, or work towards becoming more positive, or work on our anxiety, whatever. There's many things. Diet, right? Diet, exercise. The right decision for us is to come back to what it is that we've already committed to, and maybe have fallen off a little bit, okay? Okay, so we'll do Murder of Crows. Okay, Murder of Crows here for your first deck, Gemini. We're going to look at hopes and dreams. Hopes and dreams. What do we have here for Gemini, please? Queen of Cups here at the split. Maybe protecting the emotions a little bit, wanting to stay hidden. I do feel like there's a little bit of a disease, interesting, a little bit of a concern over being seen. a disease of the mind. 1444 on the timer, 444. I feel like, I mean, disease of the mind. It is a disease of the mind to maybe need adulation or love from random people in the way of being seen. Maybe we're only comfortable being seen when we feel like there's some sort of reward or we're getting something back. Interesting. I feel like there is a request here to work towards authenticity rather than filtering when it is that we are authentic and when we are not, based on what it is that we can receive. King of, yeah, totally. King of Swords here at the bottom. This is our hope or dream. So discernment. Our hope here is for discernment. To be able to recognize, when to be authentic or when not. Surprise, we should always strive towards being authentic. We don't have to open up to everybody and let everybody into our inner circle. But being authentic is certainly something that we should strive to want. Okay, which you do want. This may hurt. All right, this may hurt for your second deck here. What do we have for Gemini, please? This will be your fear or aversion. Excuse me. What do we have for Gemini, please? Two of Swords here. A decision needing to be made. Feeling stuck. We're feeling stuck. Maybe afraid that we only have two choices. Okay. Ooh. Getting hit with a sleep attack. Ooh, gosh. Ooh, man. I have narcolepsy, for those who don't know. Sometimes it's called a sleep attack. It just comes on. Ooh, all right. Try to work through this. King of Wands here at the bottom. This is our fear aversion. There is a fear towards, I feel that leadership. There's a fear towards making good on a promise is what I'm getting. The King of Wands here is excellent at facilitating groups of people to get done what needs to be done. They are not necessarily one that gets their hands in to do the work themselves. I feel like there might be a little bit of a concern over like that you do need to get your hands in there. Maybe it would be nice to organize the team to take care of it for you, but in this instance, we need to take care of it ourselves. Okay. General energy here, please, for Gemini to start. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. So it does feel like there is this I would see as kind of like the kind side of the Morrigan here. The Queen of Pentacles is a very nurturing individual. They have means, they have abundance, and they're willing to share that with those who need it. This is that person who has a place to stay, has a hot meal for you, you know what I mean? This feels like we need a little bit of this energy, Gemini. There's choice in the Queen of Pentacles as well. Queen of Pentacles lives the life that she desires because she's made the decision to do so. She lives in opulence, she lives in abundance because she's made the decision to work towards that, to emulate that energy too. So that positivity that's coming through here, the reason is so that we can bring the cow forward. Bring the cow forward. I did a reading on Isis here recently too. I get that, the wandering heifer. Isis being that more mother energy as well, nurturing energy. Okay, mother's milk, yeah, is something that's coming through. So Five of Wands comes in to clarify the Queen of Pentacles. This is conflict. We can use this kind of competition to hone skills, to better ourselves. There are places for it. But in this instance, with the Queen of Pentacles here, it feels like there is an energy that is stalwarting, is confusing that process of manifestation we're working on. And it's because we're not, okay. This promise. So we promise to ourselves to quit smoking, whatever, quit drinking, quit saying fuck. I don't know. Whatever your New Year's resolution was. it's not as much that we didn't fulfill our promise on it, as much as it is the energy that we are now sitting in and feeling inauthentic is eating away. It's combating our ability to be abundant and experience abundance. So going back and fulfilling this promise seems to be the only way really to step forward, because otherwise we're wearing this like a cloak, like a lead vest is kind of what I'm getting. We're feeling that weight because it's heavy on our conscience. Okay. Let's see here. Can I get a little bit more here on the general, please, for Gemini? Release. Release grudges, wounds, and pent-up feelings through healthy activities. And that can be the Five of Wands here too. Maybe a little bit of exercise with a friend, a little bit of healthy competition in that way. But back to that promise, the energy of not fulfilling that oath or that promise. And this could be something as small as, like I said, just saying, I'm going to quit doing XYZ. Or this could have been an oath made from lifetimes ago, made in this lifetime too. Especially if you have made any sort of oath towards any deities, I highly encourage you to follow through on that promise. The gods follow through on their promises. And in that way, if you are working with a deity like that, they fulfill their end of the bargain as we fulfill our end of the bargain. So just know that there's really no way of like skirting out of that. Skirt! Follow through, okay? Follow through. We're only as good as our words kept. So good stuff for us right now. Gemini, we have the Hermit. I do feel like this is like coming out of isolation. We are coming into another Mercury retrograde, always. But I see this as very much like a Mercury retrograde card, because we're being asked to go inside. Instead of trying to connect with everything outside of us, we're driven inside to find the answers for ourselves. It feels like we're, along the lines of this message too, we're on the verge of discovering or realizing that maybe some of the things that we're dealing with as far as friction goes or lack of manifestation coming forward has something to do with becoming aware of the promise that's not kept or the weight that we're feeling. This is only available inside. Nobody's coming from outside here to tell us that. I mean, 2222 on the timer. I'm reading this on YouTube. I guess technically, in a way, I am. But there's an act of consent in clicking on this video and watching it, right? So a truth of some sort coming forward. Okay, what else here? Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. This is a new opportunity for spiritual or emotional connection. Could be a relationship coming forward. I feel like this is our connection to spirit, though. We're finally learning, okay, this is the truth. We're finally learning that we can't escape to be filled as a vessel. A vessel is designed to be filled. Interesting. I have interesting chills on that. Not necessarily from others, from the outside, like we are here to connect with others too. But the Ace of Cups can be filling ourselves so full of spirit that the physical realm has nothing or has no choice but to bend to that will or that desire. So we're stepping back into our personal power, okay? Remembering that we are the master manifester. We are the magician. Gemini, we are the magician. What else here, please? You want one of these? 2? Okay. Good stuff for Gemini here, please. What do we have? At the bottom. With this one, top and bottom? Okay. Interesting. Fair man, dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. Maybe this is you. Maybe this is the god that you're working with. Someone you've made a promise to. The other that came out here is skull. Hidden secrets can harm you. This is, like I said, a truth coming forward here with the Hermit. The secret is, this is the weight I'm talking about. It's not as much the word that wasn't fulfilled. Like, this is important. We need to have integrity. We are really only as good as our words kept. We're also human and things happen. What I'm feeling more so is that secret. It's the weight of not fulfilling it that's crushing us. As soon as we address this, get back on the bandwagon of fulfilling that promise, why not? Whatever this is, why can't we continue? Why can't we get back to it? We can, okay? Once we do, we're led to the star or the crow that's in the hermit's lantern here. We're being shown the next step forward. Okay. Speaking of the next step forward here, what is coming forward that we don't see currently? What is in the dark? Ooh. 10 of Swords here. What we don't see coming, or what is hidden in the dark. This is what can be betrayal, hitting rock bottom, ultimate loss. It's a lot of pain. It's a lot of pain. The 10 of Swords, the only thing that we do is get the hell out of there. To come back to the Ace of Swords, the truth. As we're talking about this with the Morrigan and the Queen of Swords here too. We release wherever there has been pain, this weight that I'm talking about, because we did not fulfill our word, or somebody didn't fulfill their word towards us. Either way, we have to let go of the weight that is crushing us in order to try again, or to release ourselves from the situation. So what we don't see coming is an opportunity to heal something, to get back to our truth, to get back to our word. Okay? What else here, please, for Gemini? Knight of Wands, too. Oh my gosh. to get back up at it. This is getting back up and trying again, the Knight of Wands. There's speed to this as well. I feel like things happen quickly when we do allow ourselves to try again. A part of this 10 of Swords, or the weight, is our guilt. Our guilt and shame is what I'm trying to say. To release ourselves from that. A little at a time, to go slow. That came through in meditation here. Okay. What else here, please, and what we don't see coming for Gemini? Realignment. Shift your perspective for a gained sense of clarity. That positivity is coming through here with the hummingbird that was on the bottom. How can we reframe this? We're not like trying to trick ourselves out of a situation, but let's say it's a habit you wanted to change, to get out there and exercise more, or to change your diet. If you're anything like me, my Virgo rising, Virgo moon, in the shadow, there's definitely some perfectionism there that I work with. If you've made a plan to accomplish, like, I want to start 5 days a week, 6 days a week of exercising, let's say. It's not that that's not a realistic goal, but to go from 0 to 60, if you weren't working out before, and this is something I've done constantly, because I've worked out most of my life, but there are times where I'm human. I've had to take breaks, and it's been difficult to get back into it. And so I try to jump in at 60 instead of slowly going, and it tends to be harder to keep up with it. We need to give ourselves some grace and go slow. That came through here with the bear too. Limber up. We do live in a world that's like, now, right now. I know you know I want it, and I know you know I want it right now. And that's something that we all need to deal with, okay? It's just a part of the toxic dopamine system that we live in. But to realize that that's really just not realistic. If you pick up a new skill, you're not going to be good at it right away. It takes time to get good at things, or to build it as a habit. So let that be okay. It is okay. Morgan's coming through here and saying that. You made this promise. She's not here to harm you. She's here to remind you you have something that you intended to do. Get up, Bambi. Get up, right? Okay. Your challenge or difficulty at this time. 8 of Cups. Okay. This does feel like it's a habit, like drinking, smoking, I don't know. Gambling, food, emotions, both embellishing them or avoiding them, right? We all have something. And if you don't, then yes, you do. There's nobody here that doesn't have something that they're working with as far as addiction goes. We all have a human brain, and we're all alive today. So a promise. This is a need to walk away from something, or feeling like something's missing here too. This feels like addiction, and I've talked about addiction a lot. We're not trying to stay away from anything that makes us feel good in a moment. But when we strive to participate in something because it has made us feel good in the past, if we strive to participate in that on a daily basis, there's a good chance there that there are barbs of addiction that we're dealing with, okay? Whether you're okay with it or not, it is still the truth. I know, there are a lot of people that are smokers. I used to smoke for 16 years. So I'll talk about that. From the second I started, I wanted to quit. But I'd also heard a lot of people are like, I'm going to smoke till I die. I just really enjoy it. That's great. That's great. We're here to be sovereign and to be free. Depending on what you want to accomplish here, though, dictates what is best to do. Me personally, I don't want to come back. I don't want to do this again, which means I'd like to release anything connection-wise that may cause me to come back karmically. That's what we're talking about here. Okay. What else here, please? Strength. This is the difficulty. Yes, fortitude, that consistency, allowing our higher self to calm or console our animal drives and instincts. If this is an addictive thing, this makes sense. Yes, there's going to be that animal drive, the body that's saying, no, I need this chemical, whether it's from the outside or it's being produced from the inside. It can all be addictive. It could be like lust is something that comes through here on the shadow side of this as well. Maybe there's an over reliance on where it is that we're getting dopamine through sexual activities, porn, sex. It's not to say that any of that is bad. There's a balance. There is hedonism that's available everywhere, though. I feel like the Morrigan is coming through and saying, you've got shit to do. We don't have time to be totally laden with a dopamine addiction constantly or multiple. Like I said, we're all alive today, and it's something that we are going to live with, but there are things that we can do as well. Okay, so last piece here on the challenge for Gemini. Whoop. One did fall on the ground here. 1 second. Be open to change. Be receptive to new experiences. Change leads to growth. And then happiness. New discoveries that lead to celebrations. Love yourself first. This promise in loving ourselves first, I feel like exercise, diet, like I said, addiction, changing our health in some way, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. It's okay to get back at it. It's okay to fall off. It's okay to get back on, okay? I'm going to pull a Medicine Heart Oracle here to finish out this message, Gemini. And then I shall say goodbye. So what else do we have here, please, for Gemini? And this abundance with the cow. This is my favorite card. With the cow coming through here, I feel like the biggest part that we're receiving is this freedom. Like the Queen of Pentacles, she's free because she chooses to be free. When we release this weight, this lead vest, there is a freedom and abundance that comes with that naturally. Second sight. So I'll read this to you here. Remember that you are blessed with spiritual guides who are looking out for you. Through a combination of spiritual protection and your own wisdom, instinct, and intuition, your timing will be excellent. And you will not allow anyone or any situation to get the better of you, including ourselves. When you are ready to receive it, you will be gifted with the knowledge of what is true and what to do. And that, I feel like the Hermit is standing out here in the good stuff here. Like I said, we're receiving the message, the next step in whatever's going on, next best thing for us to do inside. It's coming from the inside, okay? All right, Gemini, I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope this message is helpful. I do have personal readings and a spot in my mentorship program opening up for next month. If you're interested in either, links are in the description of the video as well as pinned comment. You can purchase a reading from my website or sign up for the mentorship program application to start. And we can go from there if you're interested in that. Please like, share, comment, subscribe if this resonated with you. I truly appreciate it, you guys. PayPal is in the description of the video as well as pinned comment. Super thanks is also great for support in the way of donations. And I appreciate those who do. I couldn't do this without you. The channel couldn't run without your help as well, you guys. So I very much appreciate it. I love you. Please take care of yourselves. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Be well.